The video you are about to see is, it's meta. I hope you enjoy it. It's kind of like that theme where I was like a day in the life of a perfectionist or whatever I called it, and it was like me narrating myself to try to show you how my brain works. Well, check this out. Check out this. Hey everyone, I'm back. It is Sunday, April 18th, and I have one thing on the docket today. If you missed my past video, I'll just give you the rundown. The rundown is I have not been posting weekly consistently because I always come up with an excuse. Great representation of my perfectionism. And so I decided I would get rid of all expectations besides sitting in front of the camera and uploading whatever happens. And I don't even have to say anything. I did bring one topic though today, and that is this idea of high monitoring, low self-esteem. I don't know where I heard it, but I did not come up with it, but it stuck with me and I wrote it down and I thought we could unpack it. Personally, I think that describes me really well. So like high monitoring to me means like overthinking every thought, feeling, and action. Okay, real quick, I am going to interject on myself. The working definition I have of self-monitoring in this video is not the same as if you look up high self-monitoring. The real definition of high self-monitoring is more about sensitivity to how others perceive you, and therefore changing your actions to try to help them perceive you in a way that you wish to be perceived. I'm using it to mean combing through every thought or feeling that I have, and telling myself like why that's wrong to have that or why it's right to have that. So like really internally, really nothing to do with the others, because I could be home all day and be self-monitoring the whole time. So anytime I say self-monitoring, I'm referring to the one that I came up with myself. Darn, I wish I could come up with a better term. If there's a term for this, please let me know. I really do know you're sick of me, and so am I, but the term is you're perfectionistic about like your mental health and cognitive abilities. That's the term. And also with high monitoring, I find myself being a perfectionist about thoughts, feelings, and even my mental health. So if I think I can't focus one day, I'm like, oh my God, like I can't focus. There must be something wrong with me. I need to fix this. I need to be in therapy for this issue of not being able to focus on this particular day. So it's good to be self-aware, right? It's good to be self-aware of your emotions and your actions and things, but it's not always good to be high monitoring on every aspect at all times. I did a blog post that was like, people say, slow down, think through things, be mindful, think about things that you're doing. For me, I actually have to do the opposite. I have to get up and just go on go mode, or otherwise I overthink everything all times throughout the whole day, and nothing happens that's productive. Of course, I have a different definition of productivity that goes against culture, countercultural definition of productivity. But anyway, that's what high monitoring can do. Is you're so anxious that you're just not doing the things that you want to do. So the low self-esteem part is actually really interesting too, because I always think of self-esteem as, something you develop in like adolescence. And we always talk about self-esteem in health class, so that's probably why I think about it in that respect. And so I think we talk less about self-esteem right now and more about self-love, self-image, body positivity, self-care, mental health care, like taking care of your mental health. But we actually should think about self-esteem, which is how we view ourselves. And when you have high monitoring and low self-esteem, forget it. I think I have low self-esteem even though I can act confidently on things and on days. I can act confidently. Overall, my self-esteem is low, and I need to make sure that I'm like celebrating these smaller victories that will allow me to in turn like increase my self-esteem overall. It's like your worth as a person. So I've talked about how like perfectionism, your worth is tied directly to your work, and whatever the outcome is or how you feel about that work or how others feel, like that's how you are, that's your worth as a person, which is not the case. So it's really working through that, but also finding ways to help build your self-esteem. So like some things can be like trying new things, you know, failing up, like failing in a good way.
And just the fact that I'm interjecting again before an interjection just shows that I actually can relate, I think, to both definitions of self-monitoring. But here's my interjection.
I'm in a greenhouse right now and I'm thinking to myself, having second thoughts and re-recording the video that I already filmed today. Just wanted to give you that update. It's me arriving home and thinking about how maybe this is not what I want. I just, you know, like, that's what the voice in my head sounds like. Let's plug it in and see what we think though. Yeah, so that's my analysis on high monitoring, low self-esteem. At some point, you know, I'm currently working on slightly less monitoring, getting out of my head more, and then slightly increasing self-esteem. If this is a term that you relate to, or a phrase that you relate to, again, I don't know where it's from. I wish I did. Give this video a like. See you next week. When it's May, question mark. When it's May. Nope, that's not the case.